akce.
Alright, so I'm at the Anthony's shop. I'm setting up the suit, checking out how it works with the harness, and I think it fits really well, and looks like I have no harness on, right?
Dneska natáčíme reklamu pro Anthony's s Adamem Ondrou. Vlastně natáčení je trošku jiné v tom, že se potřebujeme s kamerou dostat do unikátních úhlů. Jsme zvyklí hodně natáčet akční věci, ale jelikož nemáme vůbec žádné zkušenosti s horolezením a nemáme na to dost času, aby jsme si to natrénovali, takže jsme se domluvili s Pavlem, kameramanem od Adama Ondry, aby nám odbavil záběry vlastně z co největší blízky a z co největší výšce s Adamem.
So that was a long day, but the climbing is absolutely epic. It's such a perfect climbing with squeezing with these feet and quite scenic as well. Can't wait to try it for real tomorrow. So now it's time to climb it for real. I mean, just to make a few moves is not that difficult, but how it will feel having all the endurance of doing repetitively the very same movements is really hard to tell. But I think it's so unique, like what kind of architect this was to design a building that has a sharp arete. Usually I'm not very attracted by climbing on the buildings because usually it's either impossible or it's just relatively easy and very repetitive. But in general I'm very attracted by aretes in climbing, and this is one of the best aretes I've seen. This is just perfect. It's very bad friction, this metal, so I'm pretty sure it's much easier to climb it barefoot. Compared to the rubber of the climbing shoe or normal shoe, because I think it just sticks way better.
So I have this experience of climbing this concrete arete on a highway bridge, which is pure concrete, but it has no holes. You really have to squeeze it. Here you have okay edges. So I'm pretty sure that this, doing just a few meters, is way easier. But obviously that bridge was maybe 7 meters and this is 70. So sending this thing all the way to the top is definitely way harder than this highway bridge. But let's see. So made it to the third floor. I think this will be the warm-up, and I'll go down, rest a little bit, and try to go for descent. I think it's gonna be really pumpy for these muscles. You just have to squeeze the arete really hard. But it's super exciting. I think it's gonna be quite similar to crack climbing in terms of like how horrible effort it will feel. But it's kind of hard to fall off this thing, which is interesting. Tak dolů, Aričku!
I think it's gonna be a total horror. I mean, at a certain point I think I will reach a certain fatigue that it's gonna be really hard to continue, but at the same time it's gonna be really difficult to kind of fall off. I think in this perspective it's kind of like off-width climbing. When it's off-width climbing, when it gets hard, it's just really difficult to continue, but it can kind of just keep hanging there almost forever, which is kind of unlike normal climbing, because in normal climbing you never really reach this brutal state of fatigue, because usually there comes like one hard move where you just don't have enough power to do that move and you just fall off. But in these specific and especially monotonous things, it's different.
Jaká velká mezera, ne? To je nějaká velká mezera, ne? There is a longer gap, I think, now. Ta hra, jak máš nohy, se dá chytnout normálně. Jo.
Když tak směr ke mně by bylo nejlepší možná, kdybyste vzal. Takže si žádný bodáky nejsou. Lezeš tam, ne? A tam je, jak je obal, tak šlapně ten obal vedle.
No. Jo, že to je tak těžký tady.
Kolega ti to stopoval.
22 minut.
A to my se musíme chodit každý den.
Jsem prej vylezu tak 10 metrů, ne? Nebo co jsi to říkal? Co, bandy?
Tyjo, ale hrozná tepovka jako.
Jo. Tak jsem říkal, že v Čechách moc takovýhle přelezů není jasný.
Bohužel jsem to nedal.
20 ťáky, kolik?
Jako, tam jsou ty nějaký bodáky, takže jsem se bál tam skočit a držel jsem jenom hranu toho madla, no. Kdyby tam ty bodáky nebyly, tak tam asi jdu důrazněji a nespadnu už. Ježiši.
Bolí všechno?
No, to je úplně něco jiného než lezení, že jo? Tam máte nateklý tohle a tady máte toto. No, překvapuje jako hrozná tepovka je teda. Normálně při lezení se moc nezadýchávám a tady nevím, s čím to je. I mean, I think halfway up I thought like, oh, I'm gonna fall off immediately. But then I figured out that there is a way how to rest every floor. That you can actually step with the whole foot onto the horizontal rail, which helped a lot. Then I kept going all the way to the very top. And then there is a big trap. You make the last floor and then the gap is really far. You have the last side of the edge and then there is like just a little tiny crack. It's maybe, I don't know, 8mm crimp or something like that. It's a crack. If I had like very tiny fingers, maybe I could like get it deeper, but so I had to like squeeze my feet as high as possible, pumped out of my mind. They were like, I took it once, but I couldn't shuffle my feet anymore. And I was reaching for the final jugs, but there were these needles against the pigeons. And I just got the edge and fell off. So heartbreaking. I mean, maybe we can call like the last floor is the first anchor. I think that is a 8C route and going to the top is 8C+.
Adame, super výkon. Jak se lezlo? Jednoduchá otázka.
Je to úplně geniální cesta. Posílám velký potlesk architektovi, že to takhle vymyslel, protože je hrozně krásně se to leze. Určitě krásná výzva, já jsem teda překvapen, že to šlo. Sice bohužel poslední krok, tam vlastně ten předěl mezi jednotlivými okenicemi je výrazně delší a když jsem šahal po vlastně vrcholové hraně budovy, tak už jsem to těsně nedošáhl. Takže jsem to nevylezl, ale byl jsem blízko. No.
Like, it's just this massive pump that is just unbelievable. I've never really seen it anywhere else. It's very similar to crack climbing. It's just maybe a bit even more complex on the whole body. It's rad. I mean, I feel a little bit disappointed that I didn't like top it out. I might come back one day. It's worth it.